Tomorrow will mark 3 weeks since the election that saw Democrats lose control of the U.S. Senate and the White House and fail to take back the House of Representatives. Our region's only Democrat in the lower chamber, Congressman Tim Kennedy, easily won his race and will serve his first full term for the 26th district. It includes parts of Erie and Niagara counties. It's actually the only district completely in our viewing area. In the minority, how does he plan to get stuff done, and what does he think went wrong for his party? Congressman Kennedy is with us here live tonight to talk about all of that and more. Great to see you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Michael.
I want to start there with, I know that you and Democrats would love to have taken the House, and it was closer, actually closer than we thought it was going to be on Election Day, right? But you will end up in the minority. Talk to me about the challenges that come with that and what your strategy is now as you're looking ahead to next year, being not having the majority, but still trying to get stuff done.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It's always great to be here with you. Look, 3 weeks ago, it was a tough night for Democrats across this country, but the democratic process played out. That's what makes us the greatest country in the history of the world, and elections have consequences. So we have to work with the leadership that has been elected, President-elect Trump in the White House and a Republican Senate, and yes, a Republican majority in the House of Representatives. But the Democrats in the House of Representatives actually fared much better off than our colleagues in the Senate, and that the election results at the top of the ticket would make you realize. As a matter of fact, we improved on our status in the minority caucus. We have one more seat netted, which actually brings our minority one step closer to having a new Speaker of the House, Hakeem Jeffries, in a couple of years. But in the meantime, we have an obligation to serve the people of this country and to work with whoever's in power, happens to be the Republicans at this point in time, to not only hold them accountable in the decisions that are made now that they have a trifecta in the House of Representatives and in the Senate and in the White House, but also to find ways that we can work together to serve the American people. How do we lower prices at the grocery store? How do we lower prices of gas? How do we make sure people have a roof over their head and can afford quality housing in this country? How do we improve one's lot by giving them a proper minimum wage? Right now, it's so artificially low in some states, $7.25. Imagine getting paid $7.25 an hour when the cost of everything else is rising. And at the same time, making sure that we're focused on home base and delivering for the people of the Buffalo Niagara region. That's my obligation.
I want to ask you what your priorities will be. First, obviously, Democratic leaders across the board have been asked the question, and everybody's sort of doing the Monday morning quarterbacking, right? Yeah. What do you think your party should take away from the losses nearly 3 weeks ago?
Well, look, there's political pundits that have so many different spins, and actually, if you look at what they're saying, depending on what lens they're looking at it from, they have a difference of opinion in where it is that Democrats went wrong and Republicans did well. The bottom line is people are done with the election. It's behind us. How do we move this country forward? How do we move this community forward? We have to get good paying jobs in our community. We have to improve the economy, not just here in the Buffalo Niagara region and in New York State, but across the country. We have to make sure that people have affordable housing. And again, we continue to decrease the cost of living for Americans. But here in Western New York, there's a lot of people that are in need. It's Thanksgiving week. 2 days ago, I helped give out 1,300 turkeys to needy families in the community. That was just one turkey giveaway.
There are a ton of them.
It's a reminder that there are people that need help, people that want to go to work, people that want to improve the lot of themselves and their families. They want safe communities. They want to have their children get a quality education. These are the bread and butter issues that we have to focus on, not just as Democrats and Republicans, but as Americans, as community leaders. How do we find ways to work together on the issues that we can agree upon? There'll be plenty of time to fight about the issues that we disagree upon, but most Americans want us to work together to get real results, and that's what we're focused on.
So the agenda will be set by the president, by Republicans who lead the Senate and the House. As you look at the issues that are likely to come before you, as again a member in the minority party, are there a couple of things where you can see yourself working with the Republican leadership, with the Republican-led Senate and the White House to do good for Western New York?
Yeah, again, look, at the end of the day, America and certainly Western New Yorkers don't want either party to lead with the extremes. We've got to find a way to come together. People just want to see government functioning. They don't want to be bothered by the minutia and the arguing in the back and the forth. But we've got to hold those that are in power to account. And if we see extremes leading on the other side with a trifecta in the White House and in the House and in the Senate, we're going to call them out on it. When it comes to delivering for our community and it comes to ensuring that whether I'm using my influence on the Veterans Affairs Committee to deliver for our veterans, our heroes that have served this country, that have fought for our country, how do they have the resources at our VA hospital? How do we promote cancer research at one of the best cancer research institutions in the world, Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center? We delivered $2.1 million today through the National Cancer Institute for oncology nursing researchers to be trained right here at Roswell, the first and only of its kind in the whole country. These are things that we should be and are celebrating.
And you think you could do more of that?
We have to do more of that. We have to bring more research for our educational institutions. We have to make sure that our kids are getting high quality education from kindergarten through 12th grade before they go on to their higher education. We have to make sure, again, safe streets, getting guns off the streets, illegal guns off the streets, making jobs available in our community. We just lost a major manufacturer here, Sumitomo. We have to help those families find gainful employment in our community. That was an offshore Japanese company that pulled the rug out from underneath our community. It was wrong, and we have to make sure that those families are taken care of. We have to make sure that they have opportunities to go to work right here in the Buffalo-Niagara region.
A lot of work to do. I know you'll be back at it next week following the holiday. Congratulations on your election, Representative Tim Kennedy with the 26th District, joining us live tonight. Thank you.
Always a pleasure to be here. Thank you.